Italian Stallion is a perfectly seared Omaha Steaks Delmonico pure ground burger topped with provolone cheese, golden fried chicken cutlet, spicy marinara sauce, and a pesto mayo. Very first thing, we're going to make our pesto mayo. So we take all of our ingredients right here, and into the food processor we go. See that beautiful green color from the basil, the parmesan cheese, the pine nuts. It's really good. Now, for any great chicken parm, you gotta have a great sauce. And today, I do like a little spice, so we're making our spicy marinara. So let's get right to it. And I'm about to chop up our onion and garlic, because what is marinara without onion and garlic? Nice hot saucepan. We're gonna add our olive oil. Once that comes up to temp, we are going to add our onion and our slivered garlic. Now, what we're doing right now is we're caramelizing the onion and the garlic to release those amazing flavors and the natural sugars in the vegetables. To that, we're going to add our crushed red pepper and just reawaken those flavors in the crushed pepper. Add in our harissa paste and saute that all together. When it starts to get nice and fragrant and slightly browned, we want to add in our San Marzano tomatoes. At this point, just kind of break down those large San Marzano tomatoes with the back of your wooden spoon. We're going to bring it to a boil and reduce it to a simmer. So at this point, once the tomatoes, the garlic, the onions, the harissa paste, the crushed red pepper, all that is cooked down and became nice and friendly, we're gonna blend that up. At this point, you can depend on how thick or how thin you want it. I still want some nice consistency, so I'm just gonna pulse that for a couple seconds. And then we're ready to go back into our saucepan. All right, so at this point, I wanna add some nice herbaceousness, some nice flavor, and nice floral notes. So I'm gonna add a sprig of fresh basil and a sprig of oregano. Pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, and then back onto the burner we go. And we're gonna stir all of this together. We're gonna bring it up to a boil, reduce it to a simmer, and let those flavors really develop and deepen. See those bubbles starting to arrive right there. And now I bring it down to a nice medium simmer. And we're gonna let those flavors really deepen and develop. Once the flavors have developed for about 8 to 9 minutes, you get those nice flavors from the oregano and from the basil, those nice herbal notes, as well as really reducing down and intensifying that spicy marinara flavor. At this point, I am going to remove the basil and the oregano, so we're left with a nice, smooth sauce. It's hot, spicy, it's delicious. All right, now what really makes this burger super sensational is the chicken parm component of the burger. You want to take your butterfly chicken breast and season with salt and pepper on both sides. Every good recipe starts with salt and pepper. Next, we want to create a 3 breading station. So first things first, we have our egg. Crack the egg, and add a little bit of water to our egg wash, and just whisk that all together. And we have our flour. And we're gonna season our flour, salt and pepper. We whisk our salt and pepper with the flour like so. And last, we cannot forget those Italian breadcrumbs. All right, so let's get into it. Flour. Make sure to get every single nook and cranny and crevice. This is gonna be the glue of our breading. Take that flour into the egg wash, and we take that like so. Into the breadcrumbs we go. All right, let's get frying. So to my pan, I'm gonna add some olive oil. And I wanna add that nice nutty sweetness that you get from butter. But it's mindful to know that I'm adding the olive oil first and the butter because the butter has a very low smoke point, and that means the butter will burn very quickly. So by the inclusion of olive oil, I'm getting that same nice flavor, that same richness, that same nuttiness, that same sweetness, but adding a little bit of a higher smoke point. And we're gonna add our chicken. And this whole process from beginning to end on the stovetop is gonna take about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. All right, I think we should flip. Take that, you see that amazing brownness on there, and that's that nice medium-high heat with the inclusion of butter. That's gonna get you that really, really nice, crispy, crusty, I call it GBD, golden brown delicious. So once our chicken has been cooked 3 to 4 minutes on each side, got nice and golden brown and cooked throughout at a perfect 165, we're gonna remove that. And let's start composing our chicken parmesan. So we have our spicy marinara. We're gonna put, about 3 to 4 tablespoons, but again, this is your dinner, this is your meal. You put as much or as little as you want to. And then, what is a chicken parmesan without the cheese? So now that we have the spicy marinara and the provolone cheese, what's better than melty cheese? Let's head over to the broiler and get that cheese nice and melted. All right, now every great burger starts with great burger meat, and this is where these beauties come into play. We have these lovely 3rd pound Delmonico pure ground burgers. So very first thing, you want to season with salt and pepper on both sides. So make sure, don't be shy, heavy salt, heavy pepper on both sides. And there we have it, perfectly seasoned Delmonico pure ground burgers. Let's head on over to the pan and create a burger. To our pan, we're going to add grapeseed oil. And we want a hot pan to get that nice crust and cook our burger. So grapeseed oil works best for this, or any other oil that has a high smoke point. Now, whenever you're composing a burger, it's super important to toast your buns. So I'm gonna use some butter. I'm gonna melt that down. And we're gonna toast our buns in the butter. Get it nice and coated. So when it heats up, it's gonna get it nice and toasty. All right, so hot pan, perfectly seasoned Omaha steaks Delmonico burgers. And again, always lay the meat away from you as to not splash yourself with hot oil. So you let it go for about 3 to 4 minutes on one side before you flip that. To prevent shrinkage, I like to sometimes put my thumb in the middle of the burger. And by doing that, it'll really amplify and keep that nice shape and also retain a lot of that burger as opposed to it dripping off into the pan. So thumb in the middle will reduce the shrinkage of the burger. All right, so I'm gonna take a little peek here, see how our burger's coming along. Oh yeah, there we go. Nice golden brown. Flip that. And that right there is the crust I was talking about. All right, now at this point, we want to add our provolone cheese. What is a cheeseburger without cheese? Add that on there like so. A slice to each patty. Let it go for about 3 to 4 minutes until that cheese starts to melt and the burger is cooked to your desired cooking doneness. So after 3 to 4 minutes on one side, flipping it over, 3 to 4 minutes, letting that provolone cheese melt, we're gonna remove from the pan. All right, we have all of our components. Let's compose our Italian stallion. So first things first, we have our toasted brioche buns and we have our pesto mayo. And we're gonna put as much or as little as you want and get that really, really nice pesto mayo all over there. Let it seep into that warm, toasty bun. Next, we have our luscious, juicy Delmonico pure ground burgers cooked to perfection with that melty provolone cheese. Over here, we cannot forget our spicy chicken parm with that marinara and the provolone cheese and that GBD, that golden brown delicious chicken breast right there. And then we top it off. This right here is a thing of beauty. Golden brown chicken, perfectly cooked Delmonico burgers. We have that pesto mayo, that spicy marinara, that creamy provolone cheese. Let's get into it. The comfort food mashup you never knew you needed. Delicious, juicy Omaha Steaks burgers and perfectly golden brown delicious chicken parmesan. From my kitchen to your kitchen, let's get cooking and I'll keep eating. Till next time.